Hello everyone, my name is Danny. This review is for the movie called Ugly Dolls. Unconventionally rules in Ugly Dolls, a musical adventure featuring the singing and acting voices of Kelly Clarkson, Nick Jonas, Janelle, and Blake Shelton and Pitbull. In Uglyville, weird is celebrated. Strange is special, and beauty is embraced as more than simply meets the eye. For Moxie and the Ugly Dolls discover perfection, a town where dolls are seen through a strict model of attractiveness. They confront what it means to be different, struggle with their desire to be loved, and ultimately discover that you don't have to be perfect to be amazing. Featuring original songs and an all-star cast, including, I'll get to that in a second, it's a movie you'll want to watch again and again. This is a 2019 film. It is rated PG. It does run an hour and a half or so. And it stars the voice talents of Kelly Clarkson, Nick Jonas, Janelle Monáe, Blake Shelton, Wanda Sykes, Gabriel Iglesias, Bebe Rexha, and Charlie XCX, and Lizzo, and Wang Liam, and Emma Roberts, and Pitbull. Lots of people, lots of voices, lots of different things going on, large groups of stuff, so lots of celebrities included. This is Ugly Dolls. Well, I'll tell you why I didn't want to see this in theater. Do you want to know? Do you want to know? Do you want to know? Because I heard the message of the movie in the previews when it was coming out, and I think this is a really tough movie for kids. Like, I don't know what everybody else is thinking. I hear a couple parents on Facebook every once in a while say that their kid wants to watch this movie over and over again for the music, but I haven't seen it yet, so I didn't really know what they were talking about. But the reason why I didn't want to see this in theater is because it just kind of looked stupid, and it looked like it had some really tough subjects, material and everything to talk about. So the premise of this movie is that, ugly is befitting because everybody is the same in Uglyville, and everybody in perfection, maybe they're not so perfect. Maybe they have their flaws, and it's really, really apparent what they're trying to say about people in this world, and how the world should be looking at others. And I don't know if everybody's going to agree with everything in this movie. It's really heavy, it's really abundant, and it's hard, to explain to children. I'd say this is the best attempt, but it's also been done a lot before. I have The Greatest Showman up here. We have High School Musical. We have other ways to explain to kids in song, that everybody deserves, to be valued and to be looked at in a beautiful way, and that, nobody's better than anybody else. All these kind of messages, we've heard so many times in these musicals that it just this is a weird way of doing it. Really weird way. And I just don't agree with how they were doing it. There's a lot of lines in here. There's a lot of subjects. There was a lot of situations that I would definitely disagree with. And I just how they were handling it, and honestly, they didn't even handle the situations that they presented correctly. So it's like them themselves, they kind of forgot that they were making a movie, and it just feels like a statement movie. And so the first song that comes on here by Moxie, the character Moxie, some of the stuff in there, I just found myself laughing. It was so bad. And this is honestly one of those movies where you're literally looking at it and watching it for an hour and a half of your life, and it's one of the stupidest things you've ever seen. But gosh darn it, the music is so catchy. You know, every song, it's impassioned, like The Greatest Showman, like High School Musical. Long notes, great messages, catchy little tune. Um, you know, it's like the Lego movie. They have a song right at the beginning that just repeats itself, and so that's going to be on your mind all the time. And I just tell you, it's just the music makes this movie so much better, but it's so bad when they're not singing. Pitbull's character makes no sense whatsoever. Pitbull in real life, he's like this mega star, right? And then in this movie, he's supposed to be part of Uglyville, so he's like the best version of an ugly person that we could ever think of because he's Pitbull. I mean, there's just a lot of mixed messages in this. There's a lot of things that are not okay with this movie. And I just think that's how I'm going to remember it. And I think a lot of parents out there are just kind of like forgetting about it because it has music and they can put it on and their kid has something to watch for an hour and a half. But there's a lot going on in this. There's a lot to talk about. And I just don't think that you should just watch it without thinking about it because there's some crazy things in here. And if your kid starts talking about, being ugly or something, then it's going to be a parent subject. And so, when I say that there's not stuff okay in this movie, I mean with the movie. How they made the movie and the storyline and some of the situations that the characters are in, I also mean that's not okay. Because they have this pipe and supposedly it's really easy to get to these two villages that have never heard of each other. And, by the end of the movie, they go back and forth like a million times. I mean, just situations like that don't even make sense. So, really, this movie is really, really bad. And the music is really, really good. And so, thank you to Kelly Clarkson. Thank you to all these other people who sing and who bring a nice image to the message of treating others fairly. But I just don't think you need to make an hour and a half of it. And, the ending sequence is fine, but it's so predictable. And kids' movies are predictable. And it's just insulting to an adult's intelligence. And it's risque to kids if they listen to the messages about this and get anything from it. But mostly it's good values. So I'll give Ugly Dolls a B minus. I'm not going to see it again. I might look up a couple of songs on YouTube just to listen to them again because they really are nice and some of them are going to stick with me for a while. But not for the rest of my life or anything. But it is that kind of movie that can have an effect on you. So B minus for Ugly Dolls. I do advise watching it for the music. And thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. Enjoy your movies. Thanks.